Namaste. We have with us Sri Swamini Svatmavidyananda Saraswati ji. She's the Acharya of Arsha Gurukulam. She's a prolific teacher of Advaita Vedanta, and she recently founded an organization to support and empower women from marginalized communities. It is called Arsha Shakti Foundation, and we're very happy to have Swaminiji here. We welcome you. Hari Om Swaminiji.
Hari Om.
So Swaminiji, the topic for today is Shakti. We all have our own ideas about it. Would you please tell us what it really means based on a vast knowledge from scriptures and the Vedas?
Shakti is power. And it is the power that you have, I have, we all have. In order to do something, the power of knowing, the power of desiring. Generally, we make this kind of a distinction. So it's the power that one has as an individual. But then what is so beautiful about the Hindu Dharma is that this power does not live outside of this power that has brought forth this universe. Because if we look at this universe, the same power is there. The power to desire. And what is the desire? Let there be a universe. That is the desire in a way. And so that collective desire is not outside of this. The individual desire is included in this collective desire. It is that same power. And the power of action to bring forth this whole universe of various names, various forms, various things, so beautiful, diverse, and in fact so diverse. In fact, so there are 8 billion people on the planet, and still you can use fingerprint as a unique identity. In fact, even the same person will not have the same print. Think about it. Think about that diversity. It's just, and think about that power that brought that forth. So this is the power of action. Then the power of knowledge, because that is, that without that knowledge, there is the creation would just be a random set of incidents. Just bunch of molecules floating around in no symmetry. But that which brings about the symmetry and that which brings about the krama, the order, is all in this power. So this power is variously called as Shakti, Maya, and even Mithya also. But really speaking, it should be seen as an integral part of Ishvara, as the background shows. We have in the tradition a beautiful avatara of the Lord, which includes the goddess, called Ardhanarishvara. The Ardhanarishvara, very, very beautiful. And as you can see, here, of course, because of it is a computer image, it is flipped. But in your mind, you can flip it and see that the left side is masculine and the right side is feminine. So and the earrings are also different. And we find that it is Shiva and Shakti together. So Shakti is an integral, this power is an integral part of Ishvara, which means that Brahman, that presence, which is the source of this universe. In fact, it is the Shakti that makes Brahman, that quote unquote, makes Brahman into Ishvara. And that is something which is so beautiful to see. And so when I look at myself, then that same feminine and masculine elements I find. When a man looks at himself, same thing. There are feminine aspects in men and masculine aspects in women, and they live in a very interesting balance. And even among people where one is predominant and there is, let's say, some kind of a gender dysmorphia or something like that, even that is included within the order. That is something which is very beautiful. Which is why the Ardhanarishwara is a very important iconography. Among all the icons, Ardhanarishwara is the Ishtadevata of a lot of marginalized people. LGBTQ people, they love this form of Bhagavan because finally something includes them. And so that was not the intention of this avatar. The intention of this avatar is to show that the power and the knowledge cannot be separated. The power and the presence cannot be separated. The power and the limitlessness cannot be separated. The power and Satchidananda cannot be separated. They are inextricably linked. Like Kalidasa said in his poem, Vagartha viva sampriktau Vagartha pratipattaye Jagataf pitarau vande Parvati Parameshwarau. So Vag and Artha. Vag means a word, speech. And speech and Artha means meaning. So Vagartha viva sampriktau. So those that are joined like a word and its meaning. Just like a word can never be separated from its meaning. And this is exactly how the parents of the universe, Shiva and Shakti, are together. And Jagataf Pitarau Vande, I salute the parents of the universe. Why? Vagartha Pratipattaye, in order that my words, the words that Kalidasa is writing, may be understood. We need the grace of Shiva and Shakti, who are conjoined like a word and its meaning, in order that the spoken word or the written word is understood. So this kind of inextricable link has to be that has to be properly assimilated in order to understand Shakti in the Hindu Dharma.
That's beautifully put, Swamiji, because right now I think what's prevalent is that when you talk about Shakti or the feminine, you think only of genders, So could you elaborate or shine light on the misunderstanding surrounding Shakti?
Yes, certainly. Because the word Shakti and the word Maya are feminine, and because the power to create is associated with as a feminine quality and is associated with women, and because of the ignorance of oneself, self-ignorance, ignorance of Ishvara, etc., the people somehow, the people who wrote the Dharma Shastra and even the Upanishad itself coded it as masculine and feminine for easier understanding. Because when we talk about creation, then it is definitely a feminine department, woman's department to create, to bring forth life, to nurture. All these things are seen as feminine qualities. And they are associated with women. It's one thing for them to be feminine qualities. That is A. B, they are associated with women. That's another, that is the stereotype there. And then certain other things like going forth and controlling, supervising, all these things are seen as masculine attributes. And again, they are mistakenly associated with men. So a combination of the words in Sanskrit, which have the words have gender, and so the combination of the words that have gender, masculine and feminine, Shakti and Shiva, or Shakti and Ishvara, so that has given rise to this abiding illusion, or a delusion rather, that Shakti is woman and then Shiva is man. It is not man or woman. And then there are certain other pervasive misunderstandings which are very difficult to remove from the psyche, because they are subscribed to by numerous people, religious leaders, masses of people. It is just really something else. And so therefore this is the misunderstanding. A rampant misunderstanding is thinking that Shakti means unbridled power, and OMG, unbridled power. Bach ke raho, save yourself. Shakti is like a tsunami that comes, and then Shakti is always angry. It's like this angry woman who is on the brink of hysteria. And she is having a tantrum, and she's on a path of destruction. She destroys everything inside. She breaks everything and rides roughshod over all things. And then she needs a man to control her. This is exactly how the rampant belief system is. And I find it extremely unfortunate. And people have to study things like Maya, Panchakam, etc., in order to dispense with these notions, because these notions are not only wrong, just plain wrong. They are extremely harmful. They are very, very harmful to our own well-being, because if this kind of belief system persists at the collective level all over the world, and especially highlighted with religious references in India, because they feel like they have a religious backing, then everybody suffers. Not only women, but men also suffer. In a society where women's conditions are not good, that itself causes an imbalance. It causes an imbalance in thinking. It causes an imbalance in just our very being. And so this misunderstanding that this Shakti is something, an unbridled power, that unbridled power has to be wielded or held by this man called Ishvara. That is the problem. That is the problem. And that is a rampant misunderstanding of the vision of Vedanta, which says that which is Ishvara, that which is Brahman as Ishvara, is abhinna nimitta upadana karanam, is the cause of the universe, where there is a non-separation between the intelligence that has brought forth this universe, the knowledge that has brought forth this universe, and the raw material. So usually in the world, like when you create a pot, when you buy a pot, so the potter's intelligence is there in the pot, and the raw material is separate from the intelligence of the potter. So when you buy the pot, the potter doesn't come home along with his or her family. So you just buy the pot that is bhinna, it is separate. But here, every single thing in the universe is abhinna, where the nimitta and the upadana karana, the raw material, is one and the same as the knowledge that brought it forth. You cannot take it apart. And that is the Shakti, that is the power. It's not that Ishvara, a man, has to capture this Shakti and tame her. Like that, what is that Shakespeare's play, Taming the Shrew. There is no shrew. There is nothing like that. So, taming the shrew, all these things are, this is, like I said, it's not just here in India, it's all over the place. That, there is also a saying, hell hath no fury than a woman scorned. So, these women are portrayed as just like a live shock, live wires, sitting in the rain or something like that, ready to explode, and then enter a man to hold everything and channelize this according to his wisdom. And this is an extremely sad state of affairs. And this is what has to be interrupted. With this backdrop, the Arsha Shakti Foundation is a small little, drop in the, in the hope of and in the plan of correcting this ocean of misunderstanding. I don't see Arsha Shakti Foundation as an organization or even an institution. It is more like a movement. It's not even a movement with all the slogans, Nara, the slogans and march and everything. It's a movement in the sense that it causes one to move, to shake, to move, to see things differently. It causes one to move one's own understanding and everything. And everything hopefully will change bit by bit. That is the idea.
That was so beautiful, Swamiji. It showed me a glimpse of how how patriarchy just overtook everything, and how women are always tamed and controlled. And I think there's so much there. Is there any last words you'd like to say before we end?
Yes, yes. What you just said about tamed made me think of one thing. In the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, the word Maya comes. It's one of the two incidences of the word Maya in the Upanishad. Mayantu prakritim vidyat, mayinam tu maheshwaram. Samayi srijate ityahuhu manishinah. And so, know Maya to be the raw material, says the Upanishad. Mayinam tu maheshwaram. Mayin means the one who has Maya with him, so to speak. So there is no question of dominance here. Mm-hmm. So it's not the one who, I don't even translate it as the one who operates Maya or something like that. No, the one who just has Maya with him. And this Maya is seen as a power, and that power is an as though power. This is very important to mention. An as though power. And so for all the people who are afraid of Shakti, then I have to say you're afraid of something that is an as though projection of yourself. You're afraid of your own shadow. You're afraid of your own self-ignorance. And you're afraid of your own power, so to speak. And it's an as though power. It is an as though power because ultimately we say the whole creation is as though. All that is there is that presence. And so when this is understood, then the power does not become scary. It does not become fright.
And Swamiji, I just also had this glimpse of Kali come into mind, and how people relate Shakti to Kali and just are frightened of it. So could you, if you have some time, could you talk about Kali?
You said it. Kali means time. She moves in the form of time. She's the feminine aspect, the feminine iteration rather of Kala Bhairava. Bhairava means the one who causes fear. That is a avatara of Shiva, which is in the form of the Lord of Time. And the Lord of Time is frightening. Why? Because I come under time as a jiva, as an individual. I'm afraid of time. And in fact, nobody has time. I don't have time. I don't have time. That is the refrain. And one is afraid of the ravages of time on one's body, in possessions. You own a house and 10 years later, everywhere there are cracks. And so, like this, everything comes under time except the I, who is timeless. And if he is not known, time becomes very, very frightening. You're always running out of it. And Kali is the scary feminine version, the female version of Kala Bhairava. So Kali, the one who wields time as a sword dangling on everyone's head. Okay, that's why she has the tongue out. She's scary looking. And Runda Mala. Runda means the heads of people. So when you see the mala of skulls, either Kala Bhairava is wearing or Kali is wearing. And that shows that, okay, so many people have succumbed. This was grandfather, this was great grandmother, this was somebody else, this is, oh, the next one, there is a little space between two skulls, maybe that will be me. I will be a bead in the mala, that's what I will be. And that is very, very frightening. That's why Kali is extremely misunderstood. But the thing is, when we see that time in India is worshipped as Kala Bhairava, as Kali. And when you worship time, you worship it with the hope, as Ishvara. You worship with time as Ishvara, with the hope and the desire to get to know yourself as timeless.
Thank you, Swamiji, for your immense knowledge, sharing it with us and your time. And I urge everybody to join in this movement to support Arsha Shakti Foundation. The website is provided below. And thank you all, and thank you, Swamiji, for joining in.
Om Tat Sat.